That ought to work. That ought to work. Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and welcome everybody back to the Built Different Show. But I'm here with Kim. I'm here with Matt. And as always, I'm your host, Thomas Saxby, and we have a show for you today. Mostly basketball, because as you guys know, there's a lot of drama going on in the basketball world. So welcome on in to a different convo, the Built Different Show, episode 115. Matt, we're going to start with you. How are you doing? What's on the top of your head?
Well, I'm doing good, big dog, but given we don't know what's going on yet, Indiana technically hasn't put New York to sleep yet. That game's happening a little bit later. We're going to get into that, but I'm seeing all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everything, YouTube. People are not appreciating basketball right now. So what I'm seeing a lot right now is everyone hating Thunder and Indiana as being a finals, and they're just saying give OKC the ring and let's hang this year up and get going with the next one and this and third. I don't understand all that. It's the second or first ranked offense with Indiana, and it's like a top three defense in not Golden State, sorry, OKC. And OKC also has a high powered offense. They arguably are the two deepest teams in the whole league, not just in the playoffs, in the whole league, outside of maybe Houston. And I just don't get how you got these two high powered offenses, one super high powered defense, and you're just not thrilled to watch this. Whether you think OKC is gonna wipe them out the fucking water, how is this not good basketball? In my opinion, Tyrese Halliburton is don't kill me. Don't kill me, everybody. Is like a modern era version of like a Steve Nash. Like he's super efficient as far as playmaking. He doesn't need to be your primary scorer. You can have a Siakam, you can have a Naismith if he goes off, you can have just any number Nemhard on your team who can go and be a high powered guy to score. And he can just get in there. Some games give you 35, some games give you 14, but he's always going to be efficient with the ball as far as getting people the ball. And he makes the right plays. I don't get how you can have that on that side, and then you have Jay Williams, Chet Holmgren, all of those guys, everybody on that team, and just not be excited to watch this play. I don't know. That's just my hand. I think people are just not real basketball fans if they don't like seeing this type of play.
Yeah, man. And honestly, I agree with your take. I mean, I think a lot of people have sat here and asked for real hoops again. A lot of people have sat here and said there's a lot of issues with the NBA, me included. But I'm not. I honestly, and I'm a Knicks fan. I would love to see the Pacers and the Thunder duke it out. I mean, it's like you said, the best offense, the best defense. Both teams have credible, you know, on the other side of what we're talking about there as well. But at the end of the day, it's real hoops. Tyrese Halliburton is a real point guard. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, I mean, you could call him a free throw merchant, whatever you want, but he is a real ball player. Like
MVP.
we're literally going to be seeing real ball with that series. So I absolutely agree, man. And listen, I'm thriving, man. I'm living. Knicks are hanging on. They're in there, man. Listen, I'm only asking for one more day, man. I'm not asking for another week, another month. I just want one more day, man. I'll keep asking for it. We'll worry about tomorrow when we get there, but I'm just asking for one more day, man. But no, I mean, my thing is yeah, like I think people on social media are losing their damn minds. A lot of people sat here and took Anthony Edwards' loss to the Thunder as something that should be a strike against his legacy, a strike against the dude that is 23 years old and already one of the top 5 players in our league. And I honestly, I just think it's insane because one, I didn't really look too much into what the Timberwolves did this year anyway, because I do think they lucked up with their matchup with the Lakers. I do think they lucked up with their matchup with the Warriors with Steph and Curry going down. I didn't expect too much out of them going up against the Thunder. And honestly, it showed in this series. He didn't have much help. All the Thunder had to do was double team Anthony Edwards every time he touched the ball, let Julius Randle do what he wants. Rudy Gobert, it doesn't fucking matter what he does. And that was really it. But people want to say, most importantly, oh, stop comparing him to Michael Jordan, and end the comparison, end everything. Listen, to sit here and say that Michael Jordan did not have a bad playoff game or even a bad playoff series, I want to point you out to 1989. This was right before Michael Jordan started winning championships, but this was a big, big series. It was the conference finals against the Pistons. Game 5. Michael Jordan plays 46 big minutes, 46 minutes, and he only scores 18 points. He only puts up 8 shots. That's how much the defense was on his ass. He was 4 for 8, 18 points. You guys want to talk about Michael Jordan would never do that in a big game. Well, there you go. That was a big game, because if they would have won that game, they would have taken a 3-2 lead in that series, but instead they lost that game. They lost the next game. They were done, and that was Michael Jordan's first half of his career, was constantly losing to the Pistons and the rest of those guys in the East. I normally never go against Michael Jordan, but I think you guys need to relax on Anthony Edwards. He is amazing. He plays both offense and defense very, very well, and on top of that, he became the best three-point shooter in the league this year. So I think everybody needs to chill. I think it's the Timberwolves front office that needs help. I think they are dumb. I think they are out of their mind, and they're going to probably keep making stupid moves. But let's chill on Anthony Edwards. Let's do that.
Honestly, in my opinion, you didn't even pick like one of the worst games he's had. He's had like a few really bad playoff appearances in his time, but Michael Jordan. So with however many bad ones he's had,
hey man,
a million great ones.
Hey man, y'all better chill.
Oh, but you heard what I said.
That one out because it was like,
however many bad ones he's had way more good ones. Way more bad ones.
What you are talking about, I ain't gonna argue with y'all, because that's why I've been quiet so far this episode. I actually want to totally listen to you guys' takes. The only thing that I didn't like was using the MJ comparison, but I know that that's what people were trying to do online. Yeah. The one thing that I want you guys to remember about this is they literally came up with something from that series that you're talking about specifically, though, Tom. It's called the Jordan rules. Okay, that was the defense in which Detroit implemented, in which why he was only able to put up 8 shots. They was literally throwing him to the ground and shit like that every time he went up for a shot. Something totally different, which was done to Anthony Edwards, in which y'all already explained.
Well,
he just didn't know what to do
when
he got to those double teams.
Though.
What do you mean? No, it's nowhere near similar. The NBA was totally a different NBA
you can't throw
and
Anthony
physical.
Edwards on the ground, but you can do what they
but
did.
He couldn't figure out. But he didn't. But whoa! He didn't have anybody. He didn't figure out the double team. Listen, it's documented. We watched the series. We knew that until Game 3, until he got back home, the defense of the OKC did not allow him a fucking dunk. He did not even get a layup until he got back to the crib. So that's going to tell you how good the defense it was. It's just a different type of defense. But the point is that at the end of the day, one of the things that we will end up talking about, right? I want to get it. I will let you finish. But the truth is that that's one of the things that is why they are comparing him. What Michael Jordan then did after that was totally figure out defenses in game while playing. Everything that was thrown at him after the once they couldn't throw him to the ground literally physically, he's one of the best in the game defensive problem solvers that ever played basketball. Literally. So, but
yeah,
anyway.
and that's why I use the comparison, because Ant's only 23. I think,
yes,
if I'm not mistaken, Michael Jordan was 26 at the time.
Yes,
I could be wrong. 26, 28, some shit like that. But at the end of the day, like, that was before Michael Jordan had won and, like you said, really figured out how to bust down defenses like that.
No, he didn't.
But it's similar, though, because, like, teams didn't really know how to play defense like that back in the day. They just beat the shit out of you, and if you could take it, you could take it. If you couldn't, you couldn't. Now, like, what OKC did to them, sorry-ass Minnesota boys, that was some real defense right there. So yeah, man, how you doing though, Cam? Well, what's on the top of your mind?
Man, I'm cool, man, but I ain't gonna let you shit on an era that you don't know nothing about. You can't start it off like this, bro. You talking about dudes didn't play defense. Now I understand. Listen, I'm gonna let you go ahead and get it, but listen, it's different. That's one thing that you can say about the old head NBA is that they actually did. When the physical part that is taken out is that a motherfucker just didn't let you do whatever you wanted to them. That That's the part that's in the NBA that has been taken away. If a nigga did cook you and do something to you, nobody wasn't gonna let you get a highlight on him. Now, you know what I'm saying, and you didn't get fined for, you know, not letting somebody get a highlight. Now you actually get fined because the NBA is way more of a business than it was back then. That's something that they actually figured out that they couldn't let be a part of the game. But as far as defense goes, come on, man. You got, and we talk about MJ. I'm gonna throw another stat at you real quick. 9-time motherfucking NBA, 6-time defensive player, right? Him and Gary Payton are the only two dudes that share this record, and he won Defensive Player of the Year as a guard. You go do your research and tell me how many guards has ever won Defensive Player of the Year.
All right, don't fuck with them.
Check. Go look at those
yeah, man. I'm sorry, man. Y'all can't do that, man. Because listen, I love y'all, man. And I always come to the new era and get y'all the shit that I love, but it bothers me if y'all try to say something that is not like, you know,
but I mean,
totally accurate about
like,
Can I get in on this?
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
One thing I do want to say is for the 80s, specifically. 90s, very defensive. Very defensive.
Yes.
2000s.
That's my era. That's my era.
In my opinion, 2000s is the best defensive era. The 80s, in my opinion, yes, it was a lot rougher. They were doing a lot of just savage shit. But I feel like the 80s was the time to get NBA back to where it needed to be. And so there was rough patches. There was a lot of rough patches. But it was the implementation of Bird, Magic, then Jordan a few years later, that all of them bringing the good offensive side back to it, as well as getting teams to play team defense and not just burrow through everybody. So they still had good defensive back then, but it was overshadowed by just the physicality of back then.
Yeah,
not allowing you to
each other out.
Come on, bro.
That's
you can't say
like
that.
I wasn't trying. Well, I was saying it a little bit to rev you up, Ken, but like a little bit also. I'm not saying that it was bad. I'm just saying today, you know, to Matt's point a little bit, you know, the thousands, you know, the tens, whatever. Like if someone's busting your ass, there's this big game plan that you form around it. Back then, someone's busting your ass, you punch him in the face, throw him to the fucking ground, like, you know.
It was a bit different.
That was the answer. There was no like big brain, sit down, let's really figure this out. Just go get that motherfucker.
But it goes to what Ken was saying.
It was a business too, bro. Because at the end of the day, you got to understand that like the competition of any sport is to not let you showboat on me. So at the end of the day, it's not like it was done in harm. It's just how it looked to people who don't play the sport. A lot of it was shit. Come on now, if we talking about the coked out 80s and the early 90s when dudes is literally fighting and all that kind of stuff on the court, that's totally different. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the principle of defense in the game. Come on, man. Like, come on, guys. Like, that's just some of the shit just highlighted because of, we can 100%. Say the coke, you know what I mean? The coke driven 80s and 90s and shit like that. But the purity of the game, come on, y'all. We basketball purists, and we know in those eras there is highly defensive, you know what I mean, geniuses on, you know what I mean, in whatever era we want to look at. You know what I'm saying? So, but excuse me, let me just get my take real quick, fellas, man. Real quick, man. What I wanted to talk about was the WNBA. First, man, it's always a blessing to kick it with my boys. Happy number 115 to the show. Please make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We need all that. Join the conversation. But listen, I want to talk about the WNBA. If I could ask y'all, would y'all say that the WNBA is having this moment?
Yeah.
Okay, great, because that's where I want to start. I think it is, right? And right at the middle of that moment, I want to put Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese, right? I think that they are igniting something for the WNBA that is amazing. It's going to be like a financial revolution, you understand, and a meteoric revolution. I think that they are actually about to be rivaling the MLB as far as it goes during the season time. Now, listen, I know that hurts my boy Tom, only because the MLB has all these funny little contract issues as it pertains to TV rights and stuff.
America's,
you know what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but the way that the women are doing it right now, it is amazing. Now, listen, they transformed the league into a cultural phenomenon. For my NBA purists, like I am on the screen with right now, think about Magic and Bird. You understand what I'm saying? Literally, think about Magic and Bird, right? Because their rivalry was rooted in college and then transferred over into the professional ranks, which is the same as these two cultural phenomena and NBA legends. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you. And when we think about it, just think about their last game that they played together. It was like 2.7 million viewers, the most in the past 25 years. Come on, man. I think it's time that the women start getting a little bit more money, you know what I'm saying, as well as much notoriety. A little bit of time ago, I know Tom got a problem with watching them, and sometimes the games is clunky, and I agree with him 100%.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But I do agree that the game has grown, and what we are getting to witness with what these two women bring, totally different players, right? And I want to quote something that someone who has been following sports said for a long time, because I know there's a lot of narratives and things like that. But she said, Miss Jamel Hill, she said, Angel Reese is not the villain in Caitlyn Clark's story, no more than Caitlyn Clark is the savior in hers. You understand what I'm saying? Which means, man, you know what I mean? Come on, man. Let's do this shit. Let these women go ahead and get their money and do their thing. They're two totally different players. Like them for who they are, love them for who they are, and let's grow the game. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to start off today, man, with a little bit of love, man, and recognition, man, to the women.
I love that. And I love the comparison with, because they're not the talents of Magic Johnson and Bird. Of course, that's not what you're saying. They're bringing because in the 80s, like you just mentioned, coked out era, motherfuckers were fighting. Games had to be shut down mid-game because of fights and this and third. It happened many times in the 80s.
My segue was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, perfect. Bird Magic brought that shit to a professional TV level of game.
Yes, bro.
Jordan also, and this is exactly what Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese are doing. Now, am I a big Angel Reese hater online? 100%. So if that comes out, it is, because girl just need to learn how to make a layup. You feel me? All these
bro, she can't hoop. She's not no fucking Magic Johnson or Larry Bird. Like, bro,
not as a player. As
Come on, man. Come on, man.
As notoriety for the league, this rivalry is huge.
I said transforming the league into a cultural phenomenon.
Well, also not to just shit on Angel Reese. Caitlyn Clark, that girl be turning that shit over a lot. She's a great passer. She needs to calm down with these turnovers too. Yeah. So it's both sides. Both sides.
She don't like defense.
Yeah.
I just think what happened is that Caitlyn Clark is providing the WNBA, kind of what like Steph provided the NBA a little bit, something different, something to watch, something exciting. Because we've always had WNBA players that were really exciting to watch. Sue Bird, Maya Moore. The list goes on and on. But
Tisha
I really
Penicheiro, shout out to my favorite WNBA player of all time. Tisha
I think Maya Moore is still the greatest female player, basketball player of all time if you consider her whole career. And then the gangster move of just retiring early to go, fight in like real causes. But I think the real person that should really be getting all this fame is A'ja Wilson. I mean, it's
dog.
She's a dog. I mean, she's the she's the one that's been kind of holding this shit together. And I think I don't want to say it's a shame, because I do think Caitlyn Clark does deserve it a little bit. I mean, a lot of it, obviously. I mean, she's the one bringing the viewers. She's bringing the money. She's bringing everything. She's saving the sport of women's basketball.
But I think Bird and Magic did.
Yeah,
hey, but we're talking about business though. Like, and
that's fine.
You're
but
totally right.
To my
you're totally
point
right.
That I don't think Angel Reese has anything to do with that. I think it's all Caitlyn Clark.
She brings numbers too, though.
No,
bro. Look at the difference in attendance and viewership that Caitlyn Clark brings.
Caitlyn Clark brings more.
Yeah.
For example, in Angel Reese's home games, they do not sell out. They only sell out when Caitlyn Clark comes to town.
But that is the point. That is the point of anybody. Wait a minute. But you just said it yourself. Slow down, go fast. I just want to point something out to you. Literally. You're right about because listen, I don't know if you're weighting it correctly, because the truth is A'ja Wilson is the best WNBA player and has been for the past 5 years, without a question. Her sneaker sells out better than men's sneakers and everything as far as the sport goes. But she cannot carry the sport. And as it pertains to Caitlyn Clark, she can't carry it herself either, because there still is a divide. So her actual as we know everything goes, we develop a script for our shows. We don't just go off of the cuff. The script for the WNBA and most things that we like to watch is a good guy and a bad guy. And that's all it is. That's why there is no comparison in the skill set or anything like that. As far as the narrative goes, though, Caitlyn Clark can't be matched up against A'ja Wilson, who is the proven MVP, who has already been here. It is about who she's already been rivaling with, who they both got rich off of NIL deals and then came into the NBA, which is the same thing with Bird and Magic. They did this. It was the same. They created a structure was created for them as they came out of the college ranks into the NBA, just like it was it's a total shift in the paradigm for the women, just like it was for the men with those two gentlemen.
But
literally, and I lived through both of them.
Is that those two are actually great? Those two are actually great.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're just talking about. Yes, we're not talking about that.
One more thing. Let me get one more thing about too. You're talking about Angel Reese only gets the viewers because Caitlyn Clark's there. When Caitlyn Clark goes and plays any other game too, still high viewers, but not as much as Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese's game. Them together also skyrocketed. Does Caitlyn Clark get more viewers and payment and all that?
Yes.
Comparatively, sure. Yes, 100%. She carries the Angel Reese in her debate, but it's still a thing that brings the viewership, brings the money, brings the deals.
It's a narrative. Yes, it's a narrative. Yes, it's a narrative.
Is Caitlyn Clark better than her? Yes, we're not arguing that. Yes. But it's the rivalry that's bringing the notoriety that the league needs.
Terrible to watch, man.
I didn't never say that I like to watch her. I'm just talking. Nobody said any of that. I'm talking about the money and what it's generating for the women and
money,
how
power,
it looks.
Respect. I get it.
Yes, you know what I mean. Yes.
More money, more problems.
Come on, man. Yeah, man. The empire.
Listen, guys, make sure, as Cam has already stated, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Leave some feedback. Put your seatbelts on. As you can tell, it's getting testier and testier the more episodes we fucking, get into. I got called goof ass on 4K.
No, he called you go fast. Go fast.
Go fast?
Yeah, I said go fast. Yeah, I said slow down. No, I said slow down, go fast.
I thought you said slow down, goof ass. I was like, hey, man.
No, come on, King.
No, but listen, I know you guys noticed that I'm wearing a snapback for once. So I just want to shout out to the guys that made this, flat bill. As you can see, it's a nice looking hat. I love the design. It's very comfy on my head. If you like this hat, make sure you go check out flatbillbaseball.com. for all your baseball and softball needs. They have batting gloves, they have sliding mitts, they have jewelry. They actually have really fine jewelry on there. I was checking that out. They got caps, they got, hoodies, they got shirts, they have all that good stuff. And they can also do custom work. Send them an email. They have the email right on the site. Go to the contact us page and then send them what you want. They might be able to do it for you for a very good price. And then put in Franco10, that is the guy that got me the hat, for a discount on your next purchase. Check them out. Flat bill.
Oh, Franco. Shout out Franco.
Listen, guys, we're gonna move right in to the conference finals. That's why we're here. We're here for the NBA. So why don't we give some takes to the Knicks and Pacers, since we'll keep it sweet. As Matt had mentioned earlier in the pod, this is, as we're recording it, is Saturday before the game. So when this comes out, the series will actually be over. So we're gonna make some edits and all that good stuff. But what are your, after Game 5, what are your hottest takes?
If you'd like me to go, I'll shoot real quick. Yeah, well, one thing that I will say that I would like a lot of people, and it's kind of cool that we started off with like kind of debunking a lot of shit that everybody else has been saying, what's been going on online and everything.
Yeah, that was cool.
You know what I mean? I'd like everybody to take a look at the 2 games that the Knicks actually won, right? Yes. Not the games that they lost, but the games that they won, right? And then we'll look at the games that they lost. When we look at the games that they won, nobody was in foul trouble, right? So what we would be able to say is that if we are able or the Knicks are able to start off a little bit hotter, right, and keep themselves out of foul trouble. Of course, it's been highlighted some of the ticky-tacky fouls that Karl Anthony Towns has been getting, that has been putting them in compromising situations. But what also has been highlighted is how good it seems the team is when Jalen Brunson is, you know what I mean, on the bench or
Yeah.
taking a break. You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy. If these guys get these things together where the fouls are out of the way like they did in the wins, even in the game that, you know what I mean, they actually lost where they came back on them, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they played a good defensive game then too. So the cool thing we can kind of debunk is that the amount of bodies that Indiana has, you know what I mean, is something that gives the Knicks a problem. I think it's the fouls. If the Knicks stay committed to defense and sound, you know what I'm saying, they can give themselves a shot, man. You can live for that other day that you were talking about. But that's where I'll go from. That's where I'll stay as far as
Well,
that goes.
yeah, one thing I will, just to go off of that a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
it does debunk the fact that, oh, it's just that the Indiana is so deep, but also if New York was just as deep
Mm-hmm.
with good players, the fouls wouldn't really matter as much because you could slot
Mm-hmm.
in somebody
Mm-hmm.
that can still hold you guys together. But
Mm-hmm.
no, 100% I agree. It's just, it comes down to being able to have the right guys on the floor, and if these motherfuckers keep getting into foul trouble, it's just hard to keep that team going for
Mm-hmm.
any measurable length of time within a
Mm-hmm.
quarter. So it's a game on runs lately. The NBA is just who makes the best run at the right time, and
Mm-hmm.
Indiana's just been getting that. But like you've said, we've seen comebacks so much in these playoffs, and it just depends on who makes the right comeback at the right time. And
Mm-hmm.
if the teams just keep getting fouled out, or players keep getting into foul trouble, having 5 fouls in the third quarter, it's hard to do anything with that. It's hard to
Yes.
do anything. So I
Yes.
100% agree with what you're saying, and I think it's just for New York to have to do that 2 more games in a row.
Uh,
I don't see it happening.
I'm trying to represent, but it's hard.
Yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard right now. And I do
Yeah.
agree. The Cat's
Yeah.
been getting some bullshit calls against him. I do agree
Mm-hmm.
with that, but it's also that
Mm-hmm.
it's just like that's the game. That's just, it happens
It's
that way
it
sometimes.
literally is, bro.
Yeah, man. It's been such a crazy series, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you lose the 2 games at home, you think it's all over. You win one, you get all that momentum back. You lose the next, you lose all that momentum. You fucking somehow pull it out of your ass to win game 5. You get all the momentum back. It's been a real crazy series, but what I'll say is I think Thibs has figured it out, though. I mean, you can say the foul trouble is bad, but what the foul trouble has done is it showed Tibbs, it showed the Knicks that it's okay to use your depth. It's okay to use those extra guys, because those extra guys, like Miles McBride, has come in and has delivered. Honestly, I'll say it. I don't think the Knicks are this far without Miles McBride. He has hit some very,
Yeah.
very
He's
good
a
shots
great
in
player.
very timely
Yeah.
situations this
Without a
series.
question.
Landry Shamit's another guy that's come in and brought so much
It's
energy.
I
funny too
think
because you said cut him
I
earlier this year.
I think
I
DeLon Wright
did. I
lately.
did.
I think it's DeLon Wright as of
Yeah,
late
Delon
The
Wright,
goat.
Precious
who has been.
Oshawa, who
Yeah.
was a pivotal player for us all season, and then we come into the playoffs and he's not used to come back in this series in pivotal moments and give the Knicks, some good energy as well. I think Tibbs has been a great coach on that end, on keeping the guys like, hey, when you're called up, you better be fucking ready to go, even if I'm not using you this entire playoffs. But I think the big thing is, like, I don't think it's Brunson needs to stop fouling. I think it's fucking Karl Anthony Towns. I think the Knicks do benefit with Brunson off the floor in certain scenarios, just because, like, they could use a 5-man defensive lineup without having Brunson be the weak guy. When Brunson's on the floor, they play more Brunson ball than they do team ball. There's little discrepancies there, but obviously you can't win the game without Brunson actually having a good game. But then at the end of the day, like, he's the guy that makes this work. He's the guy that, if he can just be aggressive and keep going in the paint and keep just disrupting the Pacers, the Knicks win every single fucking chance they have. Every time the Knicks have lost, it's either because Cat ran out of steam at the end, was in foul trouble, or he just was not, like, he just didn't fucking give a fuck. And that's how I feel. Cat has that natural ability to be strong and get in the paint. It's just up to him to deliver it. And then on the Pacers end, listen, man. Tyrese Halliburton realizing that he's a dog. is exactly what this team needed. They needed that killer. They needed that guy that at the end of the game you can absolutely count on. And it's shout out to him and the Pacers, man. Matt was right. It was going to be a dogfight. And Tyrese Halliburton, if he can keep this up and they could keep developing this team around him, this team will be here to stay for a while, because what he showed, especially in game 4, that game that we had never seen before, I think it was like 32, 15, and 12 with no turnovers. Absolutely bananas. Like, I honestly, as a ball watcher, like that left me speechless.
Yeah.
And goddamn, Mitchell Robinson is a fucking fantastic perimeter defender.
He can guard 1 through 5. He can guard 1 through 5.
Yes, I love him.
That's what we saw coming out. That's what we saw coming out of high school when he when he fucking just left college or got injured and then didn't even when he was coming out of high school. This is what everyone thought he could be, and it's actually finally happening. 5 years down the line, but it's happening.
I said it earlier in the season when it was coming to playoff times. I said they're banking on the big man when the big man gets back, and this is literally it. Like,
because I said it,
he's a switch hitter. He can do everything. You understand what I'm saying? But he can't do. You know what I mean? You don't want him to do that one thing. That's why I love him and Karl Anthony Towns together, because
exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's why I said day one, man. Day one, when me and Matt started this off, this season, I said. The Knicks would be pretty stupid to trade Mitchell Robinson, because I feel like when we get down to it, Karl Anthony Towns is going to need that reliable big man next to him like he had in Rudy Gobert in Minnesota, which is why they got as far as they did.
The only reason I was ever even against that, because I was saying get rid of Mitch and get somebody like Mitch in, just because I could never believe
make that team more nasty.
I could never believe him being healthy, but he's being healthy, and it's
he was injured all year, so he could be healthy for this.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I almost feel like that was because he was supposed to be ready 1 month in, and he did it. He ended up ready 1 month to go. So.
Yes, bro.
It feels like they were like, "Yo, chill. Like, we'll pay you. Like, just don't."
I think so.
Thunder Timberwolves. Thunder decimate the Timberwolves. I know we talked about it a little bit, in the opening takes. What other takes do you guys have?
Me and Ken were talking of Randall last episode, but we also said if they were going to go up against Denver, Randall could still be an issue. Nah, he was not an issue in this series against OKC, and I didn't think he would be against OKC, and it's just nobody gave any help. There was the game 4, I think, where DiVincenzo and they were hitting. They were lights out. They were hit, like they each had like 5 threes or something like that. I think it was and DiVincenzo. But it's just Ant didn't really have the help out there, and then they were trapping Ant. It's what we expected from OKC, and I mean, just the way the fucking cookie crumbles. They just weren't better. They just weren't a better team. It just is what it is.
Yeah, I got a couple things I want to say about this, right? So the first thing I want to say is, man, shout out to the young boys, man, OKC, and to a lot of guys out and who play basketball in general right now, because I used to have, and this is kind of a small apologetic take, right? Because I want to tell y'all something that I actually observed in watching the game. I used to have a bit of a problem in thinking about how the guys felt about the game and their preservation of it, and how to, was it just a business and things like that and shit like that. But here's the cool thing. I watch OKC get beat. What, they lost by 43 or something? They lost by 43, right? But I don't know if y'all were able to see any of the footage of when I think we talked about it, you know what I mean, in our group text of when them guys was on the bench together, right? Fucking Jay Williams and Shea, right? And they're talking about how they're down, and he's like, man, I'm on the bench, that's 15. You on the bench, that's 15. The rebounds, that's 10. Yeah. And adding it all up. And I love how and my point is I love how the analytics game, you know what I mean, plays a part in everything for them now, to where as though they even understand how many shots and everything they got to get to even be in the game, to where as though the emotional part can kind of be blank. You know what I mean? So that emotional dog that I look for sometimes, I actually understand in some of the new players now by witnessing that. You understand what I'm saying? And them actually understanding the game the way that they do. So actually, hats off to those guys. Now, on the other side, what I want to say is about the guy that y'all just said, Julius Randle. And I'm going to be real quick. I'm going to be real quick, right? Because, listen, they did what they were supposed to do. And again, I love their approach. And I actually really appreciate their mental approach now, too. What I'm going to say about Julius Randle. Some of the things about basketball that I hate, man, because y'all know I love the sport. We all love the sport. Is the actual me being able to physically see that you are dejected and not really into the game, or things aren't going your way. You understand what I'm saying? And you're not willing to, you're willing to do it, but if the ball don't get in, you touch your hands and shit, you're not going to make the extra step. You're not going to commit to the screen. You're actually not going to dive in the lane. You know what I mean? And some of those things that I watch with Julius Randle, man, listen, I think that Anthony Edwards, I'm happy that he's such a killer and a winner that, you know what I mean? I hope that Minnesota actually disassociate themselves. Y'all usually know I don't make takes like this, but I hope they disassociate themselves with that dude, right? Because I seen him at the end of the game at like 6:14.
Just disassociate.
Yeah, disassociate themselves with that guy. I seen him at 6:14 at the end of the game telling his family to leave and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit ain't cool to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, listen, man, not at all. That shit is not cool, especially not for Anthony Edwards. Now, some sneaky big news. I'm going to end on a positive note. Some sneaky big news, right? I don't know if y'all knew, but did y'all know that anyway during the midseason, during trade deadline, Minnesota was trying to throw everything but the kitchen sink to get Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
Yes, the first legend that he killed, right? So now, knowing that the offseason approaches us and we know that KD is getting out of there, that still may happen. So I would love to see that. The legend with the legend killer. Come on, man. That's all I got.
That's one of the biggest like possibilities that people have been talking about this offseason. KD going.
Yeah, I would love to see that, brother.
Yeah, 100% everything you said. Randall checked the fuck out the moment he realized it's going to be a little bit tougher, and it's just it's sad to see. And he went back to being the Knicks version of himself in the playoffs. It's just tough.
Come on, man. I gave him a positive ass take.
The one time me and you are positive. The one time me and you are positive. He just says, let me show y'all something else.
Yo, when you need him to play his best, he was playing his best. And when you need him to play his best, he also played his worst. That shit is crazy, bro.
And that goes back to the reason why I was honestly not mad at all at that Cat trade. I was just like, you know what? Cat kind of presents some similar issues, but you can at least get more out of him and like the real timeliest moments.
He's not
when it comes to Julius Randle, as a Knicks fan, I've seen it time and fucking time again. Julius Randle sitting there with a thumb up his ass or just injured, bro. He does not have playoff aura. He does not have playoff anything.
What is it?
And then when it comes down to it, this is why I said I cannot take into effect anything that the Timberwolves did against the Lakers, because it was just straight up they outmatched them. That was just it. There was nothing the Lakers could do about their inside presence. The Warriors, they lost Steph. That was the one guy that was really making them click, because Jimmy Butler really wasn't doing too much without Steph.
Get him time.
So when it came down to it, it's why I said I don't really have a good read of OKC right now. I mean, the Pacers and Knicks are going to war, so I'm siding with OKC based off of that alone. But people were saying like, oh my God, look at how great OKC is. The Timberwolves just weren't that great of a team. Rudy Gobert, again, like Julius Randle, dominated in very easy, elementary matchups. They actually face pressure. They go to the conference finals.
Don't call Lakers elementary. Don't call Lakers.
No, listen. I respect the Lakers, bro, but Lakers fans were asking for fucking Jackson Hayes, that poop basket, hot dog, water, trash man, to get into the fucking game, like begging for him to be there, bro. This is what I'm saying, and this is why I hate the way the NBA media works. You hyped up this Timberwolves team, but they were trash. Like, I love Anthony Edwards. I love their coach. But, like, they set themselves up for disaster the moment they traded Cat. Did they make the conference finals? Yes. But when they traded Cat, they honestly eliminated any way that they were going to succeed after that. Because Cat, I guarantee you, would have done way better than that, and we would have at least seen Game 6 or Game 7 from fucking Minnesota in that series if they had Cat. It's just I'm done with it, bro. That they're a stupid ass franchise. They traded 5 picks and 3 pick swaps for Rudy Gobert, and look what you get. Every single time you get deep enough, Rudy Gobert just fucking rolls over. He's kicking his girlfriend and his fucking unborn kid out so he can focus on the playoffs to give that fucking performance. And then Julius Randle, like, I don't know. I'm done, man. Like, let's move on to a blind ranking talk.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so
man, time to cook Kev.
Kev, I'm gonna need you to lock the fuck in, Kem.
Okay, yeah, bro. Kem, you're 0-2, man. What do you got to say, man? You about to kick ass?
Oh yeah, give a little speech. Give a little speech. What you got?
So listen, it's come to my attention that I can't go 0-3, bro. So I'm locked the fuck in. Let's get it.
All right, so I want you to rank these players, blind ranking, 5 players based on their athletic ability.
Okay.
A little more in depth here, you know? So I'm going to start you off with one of the better athletic point guards of the 2010s. I'm going to go Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook. Where are we going? Athletic ability, Kim.
Shit, man. We going 2.
2. Okay. I like that. All right. So we're going to kick it back a little bit, go a little bit back, you know. Real big staple in the late 2000s, a little bit into the 2010s. David West. Where are we going with David West?
Oh, we putting David West at 5.
Oh, okay. All right. I like that. Okay. PG-13.
3.
Okay. DeMar DeRozan. Whoo, don't forget Toronto DeMar.
Oh, yeah, Kim. I think you fucked yourself.
You got what, 1 and 4?
Yeah, I ain't saving 1 this time, so I'm going ahead and throw him at 1.
That's why you put DeMar at 4. Because Kim, for your 4th slot, I got LeBron James.
This nigga keep getting me, bro. I got DeMar DeRozan, Russell Westbrook,
PG-13,
LeBron James, and David West. Oh my God, I got cooked. I should have just swapped those. That wasn't too bad.
If you swapped them, you would be fine.
I knew
LeBron wins off of the age thing now. He's the best athlete just because he's playing basketball at 41. Literally.
And still getting posters.
Yes. Left or right hand, anytime he can get it.
I was thinking you might have put David West at 4, and now I was like, oh, if I can get LeBron at 5. But you put David West at 5 like you should have.
He tricked me. Hell no, I was never.
Bad.
David West never jumped. He never jumped.
Because maybe you would have got a Sean Marion on here or something. So I was thinking maybe you were gonna leave room.
That's what I was trying to wait for. And then when you threw you said who did you say? You said somebody.
I said
PG. I'm like, nah, he's not gonna go too much more crazy on me. I didn't think.
I almost put Sean Marion.
That was a good one because when you say Westbrook, like. Honestly, I was trying to think of someone more athletic than him, and like I didn't even think of LeBron. I was like, damn, who's he gonna come up with that's even fucking better than that?
Yes, that's why I put him at 2 immediately. It can't be too many.
You almost got it.
All right, I'm 0-3. God damn, I gotta come back.
Yo, Matt is just fucking crossing your
cooking me right
I'm
now.
Playing mind games over here, man.
Oh yeah.
And I had to hype up DeMar. I said Toronto DeMar. Don't forget.
In the media, there has been a lot of talk of what we call superstars, NBA superstars. So what I want to do is I want to make the official list of NBA superstars. Okay. So I'm gonna name some names, and I want you guys to just disagree, and then we can have an argument. Okay. And then we're gonna come up with our official list.
Okay.
I'll preface this with, and I don't know how you guys feel about it, but this is my pre-argument. I think that it is absolutely right for this league to have a lot of superstars because of how rich social media and media of a presence that media has in modern day sports. I think it's only right that we do have a lot of superstars. What do you guys feel about the whole word superstar?
So I think there's superstar gets thrown around a lot.
Yes.
It gets thrown out a lot around this era. And I think there's like 9 to 12 total tops. Because once
we're around the same number.
This is also the thing. It's just like, yes, LeBron and Curry and KD still have the cachet of being superstars. Do we call them superstars still at this age? I still have them in there as being labeled superstars. Some people wouldn't because of their latent age and everything. And so I still have them in there. But I know a lot of people would be like, they're 36, 37, they're 41. So I don't know how people would look at it for that standpoint. But after that, it's like, I'm not putting Donovan Mitchell on a superstar standpoint. He's a great star, but he's not a superstar. There's a difference. But let's get to it. And Cam, actually, you give your standpoint.
And only thing I would say is that's why the superstar list has grown. Okay? I would give the superstar list more slots now up to a top 20 because you do have
Okay.
those
Ooh.
guys who are playing that long. Steph Curry's 37, LeBron
Yeah.
James 41, fucking KD's 35, right?
35, 36.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, bro, like these guys are still playing. So I think that there needs to be room because you guys are just like you're saying who are budding and actual superstars doing the same thing, but because of the cachet of the older guys who are still around, you know what I mean? I kind of extended my list to a top 20
So
Wow.
for
superstar list.
me, real quick,
Hmm.
if you go to a team, if you can go to almost any team in this league and make them a winner, that's what makes you a superstar in my eyes.
Yes.
So
So
for me,
that's
But
just
I
the
think
but
simplest
winning
math.
is predicated on what? What winning what though? Winning
Okay,
what?
right, 100%. Getting them to a playoff contention. If you can take a fucking Jason Tatum or a Shea or a Luca or a fucking Jokic and put them on the fucking Trailblazers and they
okay.
become a fucking contender, they should
Okay.
be a fucking label superstar. If you
Okay.
put Donovan Mitchell on the Trailblazers, maybe they don't become a contender. Maybe
All right,
they
so let's
do.
go
You never
top
know.
10 then.
Yeah.
How many you want to go then, Tommy?
Well, he's gonna
What we
he's
going
gonna
to do?
Well,
name.
I'm
He's
gonna
gonna
so I'm gonna
name.
list names, and we're just gonna
Okay.
agree or disagree on whether they're a superstar or not.
Okay.
So me,
Cool.
I agree with everything you said, Matt. But I think one thing that has to be combined is their media presence, like their aura that they have,
Yeah.
like kind of on fans and their ability to kind of draw media presence and all that
Okay,
kind of
yeah, I
stuff.
like that.
But no, I think the first three are easy. I think we agree across the board. The old heads, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant would still
Yes.
be superstars, correct?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
I mean, and I agree. I don't think they've lost their fame, even if they were to lose a little bit of their step next year. I mean, I think we can agree all of them have lost a step in some kind of way. Like
Yeah.
Steph can't stay healthy enough to go on a full
Of
run.
course, they're old.
Kevin Durant can't doesn't affect winning basketball anymore. LeBron, he has like the old man syndrome. But okay, so Luka Doncic, we would agree, superstar.
Let me
Yes.
hear Kem. Okay, I
Yes.
wanted. He's yes for me too, but I wanted to hear Kem just because the whole defensive side of the ball is a huge
Yeah.
thing, and I know
It
Mm-hmm.
Kem
is.
Yes.
hits
It's
Luca
it's
with that a lot. So
yes. Yes. But if we were to kind of do a list, it would be, you know what I mean? That would be different. But
of
without a
course, of course.
question, you know what I mean? Despite the injuries, top talent, exceptional court,
And then when it comes to that media, probably like his
vision is
trade completely shut down like the sports world for like a
Oh yeah,
day. Like
yeah,
that trade completely rocked a
yeah.
lot of
All the
things.
player
mm-hmm.
reactions and shit were crazy too. Like yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
was crazy.
All
Yeah.
right, so an
Yeah.
obvious one here: the three-time MVP, one-time
Yes.
recent champion, Nikola Jokic.
Yes.
Without a
Yes.
question.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
100%. Best player in
cool.
the league. Yes.
Yes, Giannis,
Yes.
Yes.
love Giannis.
Yeah.
SGA,
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
yes. All
100%.
right, Jason Tatum.
Yes.
Yeah.
I say yes. Best player on a prestigious franchise. They won a ring. As
Mm-hmm.
much as I can hate on the guy, I think I can agree that he's a superstar. I
Yes.
mean, I think another thing that comes with superstardom is like, do casuals know who you are? And casuals,
Mm-hmm.
they fuck with Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great little
That
one
is,
to have
yeah,
right there as
that's
well.
a good point.
Yep.
So this is an interesting one because I feel like we might have some disagreements. But Ja Morant,
No.
No.
no, I said yes.
All right, real quick. If you go back 2.5 years before all the drama, when he was
Mm-hmm.
getting two seed, two back-to-back years, he was averaging 28, 6, and 6, or whatever it was, and he was looking like he's gonna skyrocket to be the best point guard in the league. Yes, but his stock has plummeted. He had a good year this past year, but not the greatest year.
Yes.
And he started
Mm-hmm.
picking it the fuck back up. Don't know what his future looks like on the Grizzlies. There's a lot of rumors about trade talks and this, that, and a third. So I don't know, but I wouldn't put him as superstar in
Okay.
today's game right now.
All right. I mean, so the only reason I disagree is just because he's really talented. He provides a lot of highlights on any given night, contributes really well to winning basketball. I know they were 8th seed. They fucking collapsed this year. And then also like media presence. Like I get it, negative media presence, very, very negative. But he is honest. If we're looking at it honestly, he is the third most talked about player in the last year this season.
That don't make you a
So
superstar.
I don't.
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
think
So I
that.
mean, with 2 disagreements, I'm gonna leave him off the list. I mean, I can't argue with that. All right. So Anthony Edwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think last year did that, going from winning the medal to having that sensational year that he did. Anthony Davis.
No.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. You think the star has
He
waned?
was.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Was.
for many years, and
Mm-hmm.
I love AD, but
Oh
he is
man, that's
not.
tough. That's tough.
And given before he got injured this past year, he was having an MVP caliber season,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's just like I don't think hit your best attribute is your availability. Your best availability is being available, and this motherfucker isn't available. So if I put you on, whether it's the Golden State Warriors, the Celtics, the Trailblazers, the Hornets, doesn't matter what you can do if you can't stay on the fucking court, and he can't stay on the court because you're gonna get to another name in a few names. I'm pretty sure Kawhi Leonard right now is not one for me either for availability reasons. You can't be a superstar if you can't fucking stay on the court.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's harsh. It's harsh, but
I mean, yeah. So Cam, you're for sure no. You can't be convinced otherwise.
No.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I want
Now,
to say
which one
yes
are we
so
talking about,
bad.
though? Which one are we talking about?
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, no.
So
Not
yeah,
anymore.
I want to say
Matt
say
literally
yes so bad,
Matt
man.
literally summed that up. Listen, your best ability is availability. You know what I mean? Like, Tom, listen, you know that we've had conversations dating back years. And it took a while for me to come back even on. Listen, Matt even know. And me as a Laker fan, I had a problem with AD as a Laker fan. I think the last 2 years were really good for AD.
Frustration.
they were
Yes,
great.
the last 2 years were fucking phenomenal. But other than that, his availability played a part in either the fall or the rise of the Lakers. You know what I mean? And then that's why I think that it was also so easy to actually offer him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
As
and I
when
think
it
it's
came.
that trade. I
Mhm.
think that trade killed his superstardom because
Yes.
when you get traded for somebody and you're
Hmm.
not the biggest piece,
Hmm.
you're not the
Yeah.
you were kind of just the
Hmm.
all right. We want
Hmm.
Luca.
Hmm.
And
You know what I
all
mean?
the media, all the social media is saying that the Lakers gave up Luca for nothing.
Or
You're
the
the
Lakers got
nothing.
Luca for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the
Hmm.
Yeah.
nothing. That
Hmm.
hurts your superstardom right then and there.
Okay. There we
Without a
go.
doubt.
All right.
Hmm.
Now your best ability is your availability, but I think we can have the argument here. Joel Embiid, but I think he's absolutely a superstar though.
No.
This is the hardest one This is the hardest one you're gonna
Yeah.
name, just because a year ago, 100% top 5 player in the world.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
I got somebody that cracked it because of him only playing 13. Listen, I got something I'm gonna say later, but anyway, no.
I'm gonna say because I don't see
I
Joel
love you,
Embiid.
Cam. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah,
I,
no.
I
Yeah.
don't see Joel Embiid being Joel Embiid for much longer, if not ever again. I don't think people are like, well, is Joel Embiid going to retire 76er? Yeah, because he's going to retire because of injury within a year or two. Like, I don't think Joel Embiid is going to be in the league much longer. And I think his superstardom has gone out the window with his MVP that he got. It ended pretty much right after he got MVP. It hurts to say, but it's real.
Mhm.
Oh, but
I don't think
as a
he is.
Go ahead. What's your butt, buddy?
Yeah, you talk your talk, big dog.
Yeah.
no, because like I don't know, man. Because it's like on one hand, like like I get it. This year wasn't the best year for him, but the year before when he got hurt, he was absolutely fucking dominating. He came back
33
on
points
one
a
leg.
game.
He fucking won a gold medal. Last year was what it was, but I think like for me, for Joel Embiid, for me to fully take him out of conversations of being one of the best players in the league, of being a superstar, I got to see what he does day one going into this season, because he's coming into this season hopefully healthy. If he comes in on this non-healthy bullshit and like he has a half-ass year or whatever, then yeah, I'll fully agree. But like right now, I'd still have to have him as a superstar, just because like when he plays, people watch. When he came back for the Sixers, eyes were on him and eyes were on that
Yep.
team. Nobody counted the Sixers out until he was absolutely out for the season.
All I'm
So
gonna say is I don't give a fuck if he comes back next year and puts up 30 and 12 for 40 of those games, because he's not going to be the other 40, and it doesn't matter
Yeah.
if he's not
He's
there.
been hurt the whole
It
time. He's been
doesn't
hurt the
matter.
whole time.
But that takes away his superstardom, though?
Yes.
How can you
If
be
it
a
takes
superstar if you're not on
yes.
the court?
Yeah.
All
Kawhi
right, so
Leonard won an
Kyrie Irving.
NBA championship and is no longer a superstar.
2.
You know what I mean? His latest one was
Yes, sir.
super heroic, is the best
Yeah.
one, right? And he is not considered a NBA superstar, brother. You understand what I'm saying?
'Cause there's
Because
a
of his
caveat.
availability. Yes.
There's
Like,
like,
it's
if
yes.
Kawhi can stay on
Yeah.
the court, he's a
Yeah,
superstar.
like come on.
There's
That
no
you know
ifs.
what I mean? Yes.
Is he a superstar? Yes or no? No,
Mhm.
because he can't stay on the court.
Yeah.
There's no ifs in this. I'm not doing an if.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so Kyrie Irving.
No. Superstar?
Damn,
No.
man.
I love
Y'all
Kyrie.
about to get me.
But
Me too, man. I
superstar? No.
gotta say no.
He's
I
a
gotta
star.
say yes though on this one because like when I
Well,
think of superstar, I think of like the franchise, like the name, like the popularity too that comes with that, all that.
Mhm.
so what
Kyrie
makes him
Irving,
a
like
superstar?
the highlights, everything, like everything that
Yep.
like getting to. I
Without
think
a doubt.
was he a superstar before last year? I think the superstardom waned down because of obviously everything that happened. I would have said no, but the way that narrative was driven to where him and Luka got to the finals, I think that brightened up his image very nicely. Like this
He
year, I
didn't do
mean, him
anything in the
tearing his
finals.
ACL, but
He didn't do a single thing in that finals that you're saying built his superstardom up. What are we talking about? He shit the
brother.
bed
but he was.
every
But
game
that's
of
what I'm
those
saying.
finals.
That's my boy. We
I love
Jersey,
Kyrie.
but
I love Kyrie.
yeah, he's just not a superstar.
He's not
right
a
now.
superstar. And don't talk about the shot. That was 10 years ago.
Mhm.
We can't talk about the shot no more.
I think that everything that happened with the Amazon scandal and the book and all of that shit in Brooklyn and all that stripped him away from a lot of stuff. The money that he paid back, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff basically is kind of one of those things that's going to negate him from being able to kind of achieve that level anymore. He lost Nike, he lost everything. Everything that made him, he was a superstar. He was a superstar. Everything that made him a superstar, they actually took away from him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, as it pertains to basketball, come on, there's nobody better with a ball in their hands besides Kyrie Irving.
So
But
we got
they won't
Kawhi
let him
Top
be a
Leonard.
level
superstar.
star. Top level
Yeah.
star.
Yes,
Kyrie.
they
You
won't let
said
him be a
who?
superstar anymore.
So Kawhi Leonard, are we across the board? No.
No. Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, we are. Yes, we are.
Yeah,
across the
we're
board.
we're on the board.
Yeah.
We are.
I just heard Kevin be like, no, yes, no.
He is not a superstar.
No, yeah, I mean, I agree. I think my difference between Kawhi and the other ones is that it's been so like long now, like with this injury shit with fucking Kawhi. It's not like an Embiid situation where Embiid comes back, goes absolutely fucking ham, and then it's like Kawhi comes back,
He goes
you
out in
know,
the second round.
kind of does his fucking thing, and
What are
then
we talking
you know
about?
disappears again. But
Yeah.
so James Harden not a superstar.
No.
Okay, Jalen Brunson.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. And what do you guys base that off of?
He became a superstar.
Yeah.
So
he was
listen,
not a superstar 2.5 years ago. He was.
so
not.
now here's the thing. I'm gonna keep it. Now here's the funny thing we said about the finals. Now, Jalen Brunson as Luka counterpart for a finals run was more impactful than Kyrie's finals run was
100%.
as a guard. That's what got him traded into New York with had all of the actual analysts, you know what I mean, not thinking that he was what he was going to be. Just like, you know, the other Jalen in the other team that you love over in Philadelphia. They didn't think he was that guy either, but he actually put in that work. You understand what I'm saying? He put in that work and just started busting everybody ass. I wanted to go back to what we were saying earlier about them in the series about that. People can say whatever they want, but the Knicks would not even be here if it wasn't for Jalen Brunson.
100%.
So at the end of the day, that man is a superstar.
And I was honestly back and forth with this because I was like, the Knicks haven't really achieved yet. But then at the end of the day, like Jalen Brunson is the number one on the New York Knicks, one of the most profitable franchises in the NBA.
He's a top 10 player right
And,
now.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
without a doubt. Yeah.
So this should be a good one. Victor Wembanyama.
Yes.
I'm in the middle with you, Matt. Because like I think he went on a tear. I'm gonna say yes, just because he's still one of the most talked about players. He's still like he's gonna come back and dominate.
So he only gets the yes because he gets the yes like Luka gets the yes from me because they're already internationally like stars.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Luka hasn't. I mean, Luka's had 2 nice runs. You know what I mean, to kind of solidify himself, but also with what he's done defensively and shit so far. You know what I mean, with blocks and shit like that. You can't
And I
deny
hate to
what
do
he's
it
going
to
to
you,
be.
Ken, but like that's what makes me want to come back to the Kyrie argument is because he's so internationally fucking loved, bro.
I know.
Like that's why I consider Kyrie a superstar is because no matter of all this shit, I think him cleaning up his image a little bit and being so internationally loved, that's where I was at with that.
You can
Okay.
clean up
But
your image as
LaMelo
much as
Ball,
you want. No.
Uh-uh.
He's a high level star. He's definitely not a superstar.
the fourth most fucking talked about player this year.
Mm-hmm.
Karl Anthony Towns.
No. Superstar? No, he's a high level star.
So listen. Listen. Yes.
Oh, you're gonna make me decide. You're gonna make me decide. Oh
That's
no.
mine
So
and Ken's
listen.
first disagreement.
Yeah, listen. I'm gonna get. Yeah, we've been on fire, man. I ain't even going front. Listen, I gotta say
This is
something.
kind of cool. I'm not the one like in a corner.
I'm gonna be honest. Listen, man. I got a point on why I have him too, and it's funny because half of the list because I told you I went to 20. So you know what I mean. At the end of the day, the reason I put it for him as a superstar, he's instrumental in the journey to the Eastern Conference Finals right now. Okay,
Yeah.
leading the league in free. No, excuse me. Yes, that's all I have for him. Okay. With these performances, sorry about that, fellas.
No, you good? You good?
Go back. Instrumental in the Knicks' journey to the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
Finals.
He is.
Listen,
He is.
it's some shit that ain't been done in 25 years. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what can you say?
I'm not arguing that at all. He's 100% necessary in this run. I just feel like he is. I feel like Jalen Brunson is towards the bottom of the superstar list, and I think Cat is like half a tier below Jalen Brunson, and it keeps him out of the superstar list. He's arguably like top 3 high level star, but he's just not over that hump for me as far as super.
Yeah,
Well, Matt, let me ask you a
It's
question.
a fine
though.
line, though, super fine line.
Let me ask you a question though, Matt. You
Yeah.
think he's the best big man shooter of all time?
Tim or Dirk, and I would say I've said Cat before. I have said Cat before, so
And the reason
has
why
more
I asked
volume
that,
than Dirk. He has more volume than Dirk, so him doing these types of numbers, he probably is. Yes.
so the reason why I asked that is I'm trying to debate in my head whether he is or not, and I'm gonna have to say yes. I agree with you that Jalen Brunson is at the bottom of that superstar list, but I think that Karl Anthony Towns is just underneath. Maybe he's not as big as Brunson, but I think when it comes to Karl Anthony Towns, ever since that day he called himself the best shooting big man of all time, he attracted so much attention, and he's honestly just been proving it ever since. I mean, like, I try to sit here and argue against it. I try to say, okay, well, fucking Dirk, but then you actually look into the stats and Cat wipes the fucking floor with Dirk with the fucking shooting.
And that's why, listen, man, when I go into my stuff, I can't stay just like I bet. I don't bet just on my heart. I bet off of what
and when we use Kem's argument, like can he win? He's honestly been the addition to. I mean, you could say Bridges, but Bridges has struggled a lot of the year. Cat's consistency and being able to do what he does has honestly put the Knicks in position to be in the Eastern Conference Finals, and he was in the Western Conference Finals last year. So he's definitely bringing winning basketball with him. He's talked about a lot. I mean, for better or for fucking worse. Like he dominates memes. He's like the biggest meme in the NBA right now.
This is what stories is made of. This is what dreams is made of. Shut the fuck up. But no, yeah, he's super. I love Cat. He's polarizing as fuck.
Yes,
super polarizing. And I love Cat. He's one of the most comedic motherfuckers, intentionally or unintentionally. But I don't know. There's just something that makes me not want to call him a superstar.
Sassy. It's the sassiness, bro. I'm telling you.
He's sassy as fuck. Come on.
All right, so I only got a few names. I'm saying no to these automatically, so that's my answer for these. Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I have him a no.
Yeah, no. We unified.
Yeah, I think when he finally takes that next step and gets a team like to the conference finals, I think he'll be there because he's great. When
he
he's
did more,
great.
the work he did last summer got him this far this year.
I would have him, Kyrie, and Cat as those 3 high level stars I was talking about. Those are the top 3 high level stars where they're like just a little bit more, another accolade. Maybe put him as a superstar, but
hell yeah. Cade Cunningham, I just said no because it's a little too early at the moment.
Soon.
Yeah.
Don't get it fucked up. I love Cade soon,
Oh yeah.
but not right now.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Zion Williamson.
No.
Yo, this dude is
I
fried.
want to too. No, he's not.
We
But
3
it's
for
just
3
like,
though on the last one. So.
You saw the
Yeah.
rape allegations? He's fried.
oh wait, whoa, what? Oh, I didn't even
I don't know
see
if
that.
they're real or not, but he's in some more drama again this offseason. It's either injury or drama. I think he's fried.
This fucking guy. New Orleans, man. Y'all fumbled, man.
And it's weird because when he was healthy this year, he was playing the best basketball he's ever played, and it's just like it can't. It's not a sustainable thing.
No.
Sucks. But yo, the NBA gods saved the fucking New York Knicks. That one off season of not getting Zion, not getting Ja, not getting Kevin Durant, not getting Kyrie. That was fucking. That was some real voodoo work in that fucking and that shit. Trae Young.
No.
Okay, cool. And then the last one, Devin Booker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa, I put no, man. I thought this year really fucking.
He made my 20th.
That team was dog shit. It's not because of him though. That team was
Devin
poorly
Booker,
constructed.
wow.
That team was terribly constructed. Devin Booker is arguably a top 10 player in this league.
Yeah.
He just is not in the situation anymore to bring up that team. He needs to go. Not because of him, because of that team.
The Suns need to trade him to the Grizzlies for Ja Morant.
No.
Devin Booker, Memphis.
No.
So who? Scottie Pippen Jr. is point guard? Or are we playing Devin Booker as a point? No. Devin Booker needs to stop playing point guard. I love him as point guard. Like he
Bradley
knows
Beal
play
needs
it,
to fucking.
But he needs
retire.
to be what he used to be, and he
Bradley
needs to be a
Beal
dog.
be robbing the bank.
Now those are the names that I have. Did you guys have any other names? The only other name I could really think of is maybe Paolo, but like that'd be a
Not
no.
yet.
He's not there yet.
Not yet.
So no,
Not
I don't have anything more than that.
Nope, me either.
All right, so here's our list: LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Luka, Jokic, Giannis, SGA, Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, Wembanyama, Cat, and Devin Booker. 13 superstars.
13.
That's a good number.
12, so yeah, I like that. 13.
Good number. Good number.
So wait,
so
wait, real quick. You said you had 20 though, Kim.
Yes.
Who are the
oh
other
wait,
7 that
you know who we didn't fucking bring up?
Who?
Tyrese Halliburton.
No.
Okay.
No. I had honorable mentions.
I love Tyrese, but no.
No, I had honorable mentions, and they're basically the ones that we threw out. Like, so I did. Remember, I said I did like 6 extra slots, which would put me at like 20, really. But and it's all of who we said. So it was Donovan. Oh no, there's one that we didn't say. Evan Mobley.
No, superstar. No, but I'd
still say he's very underrated.
Yeah, super
defensive
underrated.
player of the year, All NBA second team selection.
Yeah, I never put Rudy as a superstar. Let's make that straight. Given Evan Mobley is way better than Rudy could ever be, but yes,
but these are my honorable mentions. And I also had Jalen Williams. Is he a superstar?
J-Dub? No, but he's such a great.
I mean, if he comes out and he fucking goes ham in these finals, though, he very well could.
Oh yeah, and if he keeps just playing like this for the next 3-4 years, yeah, you might put him in that conversation. You know, it's funny that who we didn't name.
Yeah, those were the ones.
We didn't name the reigning finals and conference finals MVP from the East. We didn't even mention him. Sorry, Jaylen Brown.
It'd be like that. But so the Thunder in the finals, I kind of wanted to have some general talk about that. Maybe a quick little prediction if the Thunder face the Pacers. Maybe a quick little prediction if the Thunder face the Knicks. But real quick, I just want to throw out there for the Thunder, man. I what they're building, what they have built is absolutely insane. I think this is going to be one of the most hated dynasties in NBA history with the way that, the media's already fucking after SGA and the fucking Thunder. I think it's fucking hilarious, but I like it. I fuck with it. I think, listen, I could get ripped apart for this take just because people don't know ball like that, but I think SGA and Jalen Williams, and I've said it to you guys many times, I think they're the next Jordan and Scottie, man. Listen, when it comes to Jordan and SGA, the comparison, obviously Jordan had, a much better career up until his 1991 season, but their 1991 season in comparison to SGA's 2025 season are very similar. They both averaged 30 points per game in the playoffs. They were both 32 points per game scoring champions. SGA had 6 assists and 5 rebounds. MJ had 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Both had 8 free throws attempted per game. They both had around 2.5 turnovers. Both had over 50% field goal percentage. SGA was obviously the better 3-point shooter, but I think that's inflated with today's game. If you really compare their games, both of them don't rely on the 3-point shot. And then you go over to Jalen Williams this year, NBA third team, defensive second team, all-star, the perfect Robin to the number one player in the league, SGA. And honestly, he is the one that's really elevated the Thunder into championship worthiness with how well Jalen Williams has been. That's my take on that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, it's lofty expectation for sure. Lofty.
Yeah.
Just because that's Jordan and Pippen is one of the best duos of all time. The only other duo competing with it is Kobe and Shaq, in my opinion. You can vice versa them to however the fuck you want. Just depends on who you like more. And it's just they're the most winning, not the most winning because you go back to the fucking Celtics and shit like that. But it's Jordan fucking Pippen. You know how many songs Jordan Pippen are fucking brought up in? You know how many just pop culture things Jordan Pippen are brought up in? So it's lofty. But I do appreciate the comparison, and you never know. I mean, this team is built to last a dynasty length. So I would be shocked if it does happen, but also it's not like out of the realm of possibility, but it's lofty for sure.
I trust SGA's consistency as well. Up to this point, he has been a very consistently good player that's slowly getting better and better as the years go by. And when you compare that with the health that has gone into this Thunder franchise this time around, I trust the Thunder. I trust what they have moving forward. They got their core 3. They have Topic, who hasn't even played yet. They have all these guys. They have all these picks. They're here, and they're going to be here for at least the next 10 years. And if they somehow do it wrong, it will be the biggest flops of all time.
Sam Presti done it before.
So listen, man. I'm tired of you giving these damn Jordan things, man. I love you, man. You my boy, man. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna leave the actual prediction alone because I'm gonna let them guys go ahead and play their game. As far as Indiana and New York go, so I don't really want to predict that game. What I will say is, because we never know what happens, there's one more day in New York. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what happens.
Y'all one more day. That's all I'm asking for. We'll
we'll
worry about tomorrow when we get there.
Let's worry about that then, right? Let's keep the city and the state alive, right? But what I want to say is, listen, man. Sam Presti happens to be, as I said earlier in one of our episodes, one of the greatest chess players as GMs to ever wear a GM in the NBA fucking front office. But what the crazy thing is this is what he need to culminate it all. He's gotten some great picks. They've gotten back to the finals again since the last time they were there. Now they need to bring it home. Without a question, SGA, man, is on a rise. Jalen Williams is on the rise, but I just want to highlight something that you said about health when comparing them to Jordan, Scotty. I'm just going to highlight Jordan. Jordan played 82 games, 9 different times, my boy. 9 different times. Even at the age of 39, he played all 82 games. Do you know how many minutes he averaged for his career, my guy?
A lot.
Literally 38 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? Almost 39 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you got to think about it. The NBA now is rest focused. It's not about optimizing. You understand what I'm saying? So no, what are you saying? Like, if he's gonna, I'm saying that you got the best out of somebody that's literally trying to be the best. Shea is going to have to actually bully it. That's why people like Anthony Edwards. Not to go back to that quick comparison that I wanted to make about what you said earlier, what you guys were saying about him getting killed in the media. That's why he's getting killed in the media, because people have a whole bunch of high, lofty expectations of him that he's not able to achieve yet. They've seen him kill Kevin Durant last year, seen him run the gauntlet. You know what I mean? Get LeBron, get Steph. Team, not Steph, but you know what I mean? At the end of the day, got his medal, all of these things. He's beloved by all of the guys who are the superstars now that we named earlier. So it's natural that they want him to ascend, even if he doesn't. So the thing about that is that, you know what I mean? With him, he knows that there's more for him to go through. But anyway, to get back to what we were saying about this, that's why it's hard for me to have any kind of comparison to Jordan until people achieve shit. You got to win 3 straight first before you even start to compare people to Jordan. Literally, I don't give a shit about what people do in one season. They got to win 3 straight before they even start talking about what type of team they are in comparison to Jordan Bulls. And I'm a fucking Laker fan, man. Just stop making me do this, man. Y'all can't. Literally, man, I'm a Laker fan.
But that's the thing. I'm not saying that they are Scottie and Jordan. I'm saying like the trajectory is there. The comparison is starting.
Shit yet.
The bricks are being laid.
One thing, why don't we? Kobe said it best.
You ever seen Anthony Petty Hardaway and Shaq and them play when they got to the finals? Did you ever go back and look at how good those dudes was? That never amounted to shit until he went to LA with Kobe. But they looked like they were better together than Shaq and Kobe did. In all honesty, but excuse me, I digress. But there were projections for them too.
I'm gonna say it like Kobe
said. I've been around.
They asked him if he thought he was gonna be the next Jordan. He said, "No, I'm gonna be the next Kobe. Let Shea and J Dub be the next Shea and fucking J Dub."
I'm just making that nice
Jordan and Pippen
shit,
man. Jordan and Pippen is the only Jordan and Pippen. Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, man. Y'all, I'm telling you, that's why you're gonna get people like me mad all the time, man. You're gonna get people mad, man, because then I'm gonna start. Yeah,
that's the point, brother.
Okay, all right. All right. Now I know, King. Like, shit, man. You make me start bringing out the shit I know in my head and like, what? Huh?
Oh, man. So who do you guys think blew it the most this season of all the teams in the NBA?
I will start. So, all right, if we're going to go like whole season basis, this, that, and third, we kind of just brought it up 2 segments ago. Suns fucking blew the bag as far as they have the highest fucking payroll in the fucking league. They have Kevin Durant, they have Devin Booker, they have Bradley Beal, they have Grayson Allen, they have this guy, they have that guy, they have nobody, they have all these bullshit players. Didn't amount to shit, didn't make the playoffs. You can't have the highest salary without and then not make the playoffs. But fuck them, because I didn't really think they were going to do shit anyway. As far as contender standpoint, yes, it had to do with an injury, but then they looked like they were going to lose the series anyway. Celtics, man, they literally just won the title. Just fucking won the title. It looked like they were about to have the money looked bad, but it looked like they were gonna start building like they might be in contention the next 5 years type shit, like serious like title contention, not playoff contention. Mm-hmm. And then they look like they about to lose before Jason Tatum go down. Now it's like everyone's like, oh damn, they need to blow it up because you can't have a losing team next year and then pay $287 million out of pocket. So they went from they about to be winning the next 5 years, at least 3 of them, to now they got to blow it the fuck up and figure out how to build this around Jason Tatum for when he's healthy. And it's just like that type of turnaround, that's a fumble in my eyes. If there's ever been one, I don't know.
Okay. Mine is mad simple. We kind of talked about it again a segment or 2 ago, right? Mine is going to be the Philadelphia 76ers, right?
Yeah.
I'm going with them. All right. They acquired Paul George as a major offseason, you know what I mean? Pickup to build a championship caliber roster that only fell apart. You had Joel Embiid play 13 games. The team total 24 and 58 for the whole season. It was horrible. Then they also lost their rookie. Didn't he tear his ACL or some shit like that? Young boy McKay.
Nail polish, dude.
Yeah, but he was a guard. Look, come on, man. Somebody to help Halliburton out. But the craziest thing about them was the controversy that came out that they was using the fucking AI to help them with the fucking roster and coaching decisions. Like, that is fucking crazy.
You can't make that decision yourself?
Like that's like all they keep doing is just
Paul George to a max
man. And Philly know I love them, man. I got a lot of people, man, that know I love them. But that was crazy for the city, for the organization, for the franchise. I think that is who blew it the worst in the NBA.
These motherfuckers sat here and needed an AI to tell them to get Paul George. That's fucking
crazy, bro. That was crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I went a little bit different because, the Celtics blew it, 76ers blew it. But I think the Memphis Grizzlies blew it. I think they had a chance to they had a real chance to come back and put their staple back into the West. They had the chance to come back, build off of the chemistry that they already had. And it just ended up an absolute disaster. And when you look at how things really ended up, the Nuggets ended up kind of a disaster. They were beatable by the end of it. The Warriors ended up unhealthy. The Thunder were really the only team that we can look at the West as kind of championship contenders at the end of the day. And I think the Grizzlies could have been that had they been a little bit more mentally stronger, a little bit more fit, a little bit better in that locker room. I think they could have been in this Western Conference Finals with the Thunder instead of the Timberwolves. I mean, the seeding was off by literally just that seventh seed game. So, I mean, yeah, man.
And
I
Ja
think
might
they
not
blew it.
even be somebody who
Yeah,
comes back.
and they're about to blow it up. Yeah, because if you get rid of Ja, what's the point of keeping Desmond Bane? I mean, keep Jaren Jackson. I mean, he's the guy you got to keep. But yeah, no, crazy.
Yeah, no, I fuck with that. I fuck with both of those. There's a lot of teams that like you look at the beginning of the season, you would not think to how the end of it turned out. Like, who thought Mike?
It was a crazy year, man. It was a real crazy year in the NBA.
This year.
I'm
It's
glad
crazy.
I'm covering it with you fellas.
Especially
it's been wild.
Yeah, especially after last year. Who thought Taylor Jenkins would have got fired? Because he made all those random ass second round picks and undrafted players look amazing last year, and then he comes back. Oh, you got Desmond Bane back. You got John Morant. You got Desmond Bane. You got all these guys coming back. Oh yeah, we're gonna fire you, Mike Malone. Fucking got Jokic
like a couple weeks before the end of the season.
What's the name? Adrian Griffin? He couldn't beat Indiana. Last year they fired him. Oh yeah, that was last year. My bad. Damn.
No, but still, I mean,
they still stink. That's that Doc Rivers effect. Oh man, that's crazy.
Yo, well, I know it was
that was the.
Mm-hmm. But who sent that? Did you send that shit, Thomas? Where they're like, they're hoping that Doc Rivers is
going to keep.
They're hoping that Doc Rivers fucking stays to keep Giannis around. Like what, bro? Giannis probably looking at that like,
brother,
he's not Jason Kidd.
Yeah, no.
All right, so we were trying to do this segment last episode. We're gonna do it now. Top 5 system players of all time. Who wants to kick it off?
Don't matter. I could go because so all right. Before this, I want to preface this. I have 2 different types of system players. I have a player who, without such system, we might have never really known their name. Type of system players, or because not known their name, but they would never have had the impact on the game of basketball if they weren't within such a system. Then I have system players who are players that are great normally, but with such a system or offensive game sheet or defensive style system, without such systems or with such systems, they elevated so much to where they got their pinnacle. They became those guys with said system. So I'm going to start this off. Cam, I know you have one of his teammates on here, but I'm going to go Tim Duncan. He is the pinnacle of when somebody brings up a system player, somebody always thinks of him. But he falls into that category for me of when you have him in a system, he is at his fucking best. He is not somebody where, if you didn't have Greg Pop, he wouldn't be who he is. No, he still would have been a great player, but he, being in that system, highlighted everything he needed. And bringing those guys around him who also fell in love with the system just made that shit so seamless and made it a 20-year fucking mission to just be great. Number 2, I have Draymond. I feel like if Draymond Green was never in that Warrior system, he might have never been anything more than a role player. Just because coming out of college, his last collegiate season, he averaged like 16.7 rebounds. He wasn't touted as a playmaking defensive type of dog. He was not coming into the league as that. After his first offseason, they turned him into, and he was like a 2-3. They turned him into a 4 who ran the offense and just became a defensive juggernaut. So I feel like without that, he might have just been somebody who fell into the wayside of a 15-man roster. Number 3, I have Steve Nash. This man is one of the most benefited guys to ever be within a system. And I'm not saying he would have been bad without the system, because clearly his Dallas days, the last 2 seasons in Dallas, he was still that motherfucking guy. Him and Dirk were running that shit. We're doing shit for the league. But him being in Mike D'Antoni's 7 seconds or less system elevated him to the highest stature. He got 2 MVPs off of that shit. I just think he falls beautifully into that. And he's not a guy who demands to put up points. He's a guy who runs the offense. He was a big part of said system. If you had a different point guard in the system, might have not ever worked. So he was part of that system. It's not that he was just a great system player. And so these last two are huge caveats. I just didn't want to have similar shit from everybody. You feel me? So I wanted to. That's why I had my specifications of these. These are, in my opinion, the pinnacle of these two. When you put them in that right offense, that right system, nothing will go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I have my last two spots. I have MJ and Kobe. You put these, they're not system players by any fucking means, but these are the two guys where you put them in a offensive scheme and system, they became the best versions of any player you could ever fucking think of. You put them in that triangle offense with Phil Jackson, motherfucker who coached both of these fucking two guys. They became the best players in the world by far in their own respective times. And so, yes, this is a systems player thing. I didn't want to have Klay Thompson also because I know somebody else said. I didn't want to have Tony Parker because somebody else had him. Those are system players for sure. I just wanted to be a little different, so we're not all just talking about the same.
Different.
I like it.
Like, hit him
I
with
like
him.
it. I like it. I ain't got nothing wrong with it. Mine's going to be the top 5 system players to me of all time.
Right.
Of all time. So first, I'm actually going to give you one that you gave us as well. The system is going to be the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, just
motion
the Golden
offense.
State Warriors.
All right, the
okay.
motion offense, right? That's going to be Draymond Green, right? He's been there for every championship.
Yep.
An elite defender, facilitator, and communicator, right?
Yes.
He is Kerr on the court, right? The read and react offense. He got a unique skill set, like we said a little bit earlier. Who know where he would be on the depth chart, but he does work harder than anybody, and he can guard 1 through 5. You understand what I'm saying? Outside that system, he's definitely limited offensively, right? Boom. Number 2. Remember, I said all time, so this is going to indicate rings as well and stuff. Right. So we're going to go with the system, the triangle offense, but Derek Fisher from the Los Angeles Lakers.
I didn't even think of D Fish, man.
Exactly, because he's not a traditional playmaker, right?
That's great.
Right? But in the triangle, in that read and react format, clutch shooting, right? And he was a leader without a question.
Motherfucker left and came back and was like, hey, baby, we back.
Check it out. Here go another one for y'all, right? This dude, Various, right? But they know him by a name. 3 syllables. Big Shot Rob.
Bob.
Okay. Various. Houston, Lakers, Spurs. Rarely put up big numbers, but always showed up in the system-defined moments. Big fucking shot Rob. All right?
That's
thrived in multiple systems. Now, listen, we're going to go to another team that we all know about, right? I tried to keep these spaced out as much as I could, but these guys are proven winners, man.
Nah, you're eating
you
right
talked
now.
about his counterpart, though, but listen, we're going to go with Manu, right?
Whew.
Wasn't he like the controlled chaos and the discipline of the fucking Spurs?
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? He was wild. His effectiveness and shit was crazy because it kept a balance within them, right? So last but not least, right? And his improv was crazy too. I can't front like his hezzies and improv, like right to left.
Off the top of the fucking cuff with it. Just
listen, crazy shit,
come on,
bro. I love him, man. All right, so listen, somebody else. Now, last but not least, man, we kind of talked about him, I think, at the last time when we were talking a little bit, and I'm gonna go with Klay. You know what I mean? Off the ball movement savant, without a question, has everything to do with why he has the rings and why Golden State has the rings, without a question. Quick trigger, perfect for Golden State's read and react and that heavy motion offense, which is now the new triangle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking amazing in what he does. Those are my guys right there.
No,
man. That's my top 5.
That was perfect. And it's funny, too, because one thing I like that you said, and it arguably could make him the number 1 system player of all time, is Big Shot Bob. Bro, it's just he fit into any system you put in front of him. It was beautiful. And then, it's just like Klay, arguably the best catch and shooter player of all time. It's just he got those catch and shoots off of that system. So that's a great list. Great list.
Totally off the system.
That was a wonderful list, man. All right, so
let's go.
So I'll start this list by saying I didn't include any Warriors. The reason why I didn't include any Warriors was because 1, Klay, I truly believe Clay, if he was not drafted to the Warriors, would have developed his game in a different way that would have been good basketball. I think he was talented enough to figure that out. I almost died right there. And then Draymond Green, I just love his game so much when it comes to the defense, when it comes to controlling the ball. I just don't feel like shitting on it. I mean, I could agree that he's a system player, but I think you touched on that enough, Matt. So number 5, I'm going with Los Angeles Lakers, Andrew Bynum. I think that this guy was number 1 in Kobe's system, in that system, and that was the only reason why he was considered the number 2 center during that time period behind Dwight Howard. I don't think there was anything else to it. He was
He got
good, don't get
injured
me
after
wrong,
that, man.
but
He
I
got
think he was good
injured.
because of that Lakers system.
He got injured after the Lakers, man. It's
I
like,
know, but listen, number 4, he didn't have that dog in him. He didn't have that dog in him to come back.
He had that
That's
dog in
just
him
it.
against Shaq. He had that dog in him against D. Howard. You feel me? Nah,
But number 4,
I feel you. I feel you.
number 4, I got Jason Tatum. Now hear me out. I think
What the fuck?
he was able to get drafted. Listen, he was drafted number 3. Was he like? Am I saying that he's a bad player? No, I love his game.
Yeah,
I
no,
loved his game coming into the league. But I think the fact that he got the blessing of coming into the Lakers, coming with Brad Stevens, I think was
the
the
Lakers?
sole reason that
Lakers.
he was elevated into a superstar.
Celtics.
So, huh?
Celtics. You said Lakers.
Oh, because he was drafted by the Lakers, because he has been with Brad Stevens this entire time. Now Brad Stevens has that front office role. I think is purely one of the biggest reasons why he's a superstar in this league. We haven't seen him outside of it. I mean, he's always trying to be somebody else, so he's in some system all the time, whether it's he's in Kobe's system mentally, whatever. Number 3, I got Tony Parker. I knew someone was going to put Tony Parker on this list, but I couldn't deviate away from it. I don't think this guy is as recognizable if he's not a Spur. Maybe internationally he is, but I don't think he's as good as great if he wasn't drafted to the San Antonio Spurs.
Finals MVP? Tony Parker? That's who you're talking about?
But, number 2, I got the guy that should have been in the system, but he luckily survived the system, but he was still passed to by one of the greatest point guards of all time. I got Karl Malone. I don't think, listen, if he didn't have that one reliable point guard year in and year out, I don't think he's as great. I don't think he's like the number 2, or he was the number 2 for a very long time, point scorer of all time. But he should have been in the system, like legitimately should have been, in the system. He shouldn't have even really got a career. But number 1, he looks a little bit like Kem.
Oh shit!
Is that racist?
I hope that's not racist.
I got Bill Russell.
I got Bill Russell. So listen, Bill Russell, he thrives off of this 12 ring thing. The only reason he's this big great is because of those 12 rings. But those 12 rings were designed because the Boston Celtics were the only franchise back in the day that knew how to, build a team and build a winning basketball team. They have a whole bunch of Hall of Famers.
At as great because he has 12 rings. That's what you just said.
As great.
Oh, like, as great. I was about to say, damn.
So here's what we're gonna do to end this episode. This great episode, by the way. I feel like we're getting better every time we get on these mics. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna define the word different, because after 115 episodes, it's finally time to put some branding to our fucking name. We're gonna define the word different and give your top 5 most different NBA players of all time. Who wants to lead that off?
I mean, I can go first because I want to hear Kem's. I want to save Kem's different for last. That motherfucker, that he was spitting with his definition.
We'll see. So, yours is fire too.
Yeah. So mine.
So I think mine's gonna be the least fire.
Okay,
so I'll go first.
So you can go first.
Yeah. So listen. So for me, different. I think it's just someone that's above and beyond. Someone that you haven't really, you haven't seen their talent before. They keep you watching. They have aura. And I think that they're straight up a savage. So number 1 on that list, I think, is one of the most different athletes of all time. I got Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Like he did it. He did it all. Won the rings. Won the MVPs. Won the Defensive Player of the Years. He did everything. He showed up. He's one of the most recognizable sports figures of all time. Have to have him on the list somewhere, whether he's first, whether he's fifth. Number 2, and you might say this cancels out the you haven't seen before, but I think he didn't even take his game, but I think he took what he saw and he elevated it. I think Kobe Bryant's number 2 on this list. Just what he means to basketball alone, just his mentality, just everything that he brought to the game, I think I would have him number 2. Number 3, I got Stephen Curry. I think it's a name. He's absolutely different. Changed the game above and beyond. We had not seen that before. Keeps you watching. He has that aura. Number 4, I can't have the aura, the above and beyond, the savage without Allen Iverson. I think AI absolutely makes this list for me. It's the little dude. Like he was representing for all the little dudes, all the Rey Mysterios, all the fucking, you know what I mean? Like he
All the
was out
Rey Mysterios.
he was out there. And number 5, Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh, that boy built different. You feel
Yes,
me?
he definitely he was having sex with 3 women a
50K.
day. Somehow out there just bodying all them fucking jail guards and mail carrier delivery guys and gas station workers, and he was
Milkman.
doing his thing. But who's next?
All right, so I'll go next. So my definition is whether it's through physical prowess, mental durability, it's about how you have that dedication, that obsession, that competitive mindset that allows you to just go beyond any expectation of you or any aspiration you had for yourself, just to go beyond. And
Okay.
so
Okay.
mine first overall pick in the built different draft. No, so number 1, I got Kobe Bryant. I got the bean. For me, I got him over MJ because MJ is my number 2.
Yeah.
They're so similar. MJ was the physical embodiment of dog. That motherfucker
Yes.
will just go out there. He had the vertical. He had the foot speed. He had everything, the offensive skill, defensive skill. He had the mindset to just not let you be better than him. The only reason I have Kobe over him is because he literally did everything MJ did as far as like physicality, like standpoint, as far as just like being like Mike. But it was the fucking obsession that Kobe had
Yeah.
with. It's the obsession for
Whatever's
me. That's
above
why I
dog is
had
what
that.
Kobe was.
Yeah, that's why I had the obsession part in my definition. Kobe would go and look at all this tape and just be like, "Oh, he doesn't like going left, so he's gonna peel right, do a little spin. I'm gonna get in front of him before he does that
Workout all
peel
day,
right,
every
so I
day.
can stop the spin. He'll show up 2 hours early. He leave 2 hours after everyone fucking else leaves. He does fucking 3 a.m.s. He does fucking right after lunch. He goes back at 7. He does at 10 o'clock. Then he does it all over. It was the obsession with wanting to be great that I have Kobe number 1. It's just the obsession standpoint. Number 3, I have LeBron. The physicality standpoint, just never giving up as far as just always just fucking dominating as a physical standpoint. Still doing it at 40 fucking years old, just being a freight train. People saying he couldn't last in the 80s or 90s. Muggsy Bogues was doing his thing in the fucking 90s and shit. So, like, you're saying a 6'9 freight train, 260, 270, whatever what you want, wouldn't be able to do something in any era. His physicality would hold him up in any era, and he's just built different off of that. So, I didn't want to just go top 5 fucking list of all time. So, number 4, I got easy money fucking sniper KD. That motherfucker point shooting guard skills in a 7-foot frame. Motherfucker is a dog. Yeah, you might look at KD now. He doesn't affect ball the same way he used to. Give me 20 fucking 13. Give me 2016. Give me any KD from that era. The aura that motherfucker had when he took the court. Easy money sniper. Fucking dog. The Slim Reaper, bro. It's just like these nicknames alone is bringing aura. That motherfucker will pull up on anybody and shit on them. And number 5, I just wanted to bring a fucking dog into this list. I want to bring somebody who was the best offensive and defensive player on the court in his prime. I want to bring KG into this. Kevin fucking Garnett. That motherfucker stood 10 toes down and was a definition of a dog. And in my opinion, if you're the definition of a dog, you're built different, brother. I don't give a fuck who you are. That motherfucker will look you in the eyes, talk shit about your wife, and then give you 30 and 10.
Your wife
I
tastes
don't
like
give a
Honey Nut
fuck.
Cheerios.
Tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios, Mellow. That shit was sweet. Anyway, built different. Those are my 5.
All right,
Fire.
Kem. Killer Kem.
Fire, fellas.
Send us out.
Fire.
Great.
Fire, fellas. All right, listen, man. Different to me is a lot like what y'all said. It's not just talent. It's not just stats. It's not just awards. But it's also the feeling you get when you watch them. It's the energy. It's the unteachable stuff. It's the way they broke the game and made other people want to imitate them and made others fear them, right? Different means they just didn't play. They disrupted that shit, right? So listen, man, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, y'all know who I argue for and different things like that. But listen, when it comes to being built different, my number one built different player I've ever witnessed in NBA history for me is gonna be Allen Iverson, the blueprint for
Yeah.
for being different. 6 foot tall on a good day. He played, you know what I mean, against all these big dudes, man. Listen, change culture, change the dress code,
Yep.
his toughness and all that. They didn't rewrite the rules for him. He had to adapt. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and he was purely electric. All right. So listen, number two, I gotta give it up to y'all. Listen, man, I've been able to witness this as well. It's going to be Steph Curry. All right, redefined basketball on every level. The range, the rhythm, the off the ball movement, rewrote how defense separate and pick up off of pick and rolls. Everything about the game has changed because of Steph Curry. In all truth, you know what I mean? He making everybody believe that they can shoot jump shots more than they want to dunk now.
Yep.
That's something that wasn't like he literally changed the game. So that's totally different. You know what I mean? That influence and shit is crazy. Number three, I'm gonna go with Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq. All right, listen, I'm gonna be honest,
He almost
man.
made my list.
Listen. So I'm gonna give you something on why he made my list. They rewrote the rules because of Shaq. If he played today, 10 centers would be cut by halftime. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, literally, you understand what I'm saying? Like, he was a cheat code. Like, come on, man. He was 320 pounds. He could bring the ball up. He could, like, listen, he literally, come on. Anyway, like I said, if he played today, it would be like 10 centers that would be cut by halftime, straight like that. Number four, y'all said it, man, but I'm going to say it because of the thing that you guys did not encapsulate. Mamba mentality. Mamba mentality. Literally. All right. Because it wasn't what y'all all said, everything about how he wanted to be like Mike, how he trained, how he just totally studied everything. There's a real funny thing about that. It wasn't only Mike that he studied everybody. There's a story that Reggie Miller tells about when he was a rookie and they both had the same agent. I don't know if you guys know about the story.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And he asked him about all these things about Mike, and then he asked him some moves about himself. Hey, why do you do this? And why did you do this, this, and this? And he was like, you know what I mean? And told him. And then when they were actually playing each other in the finals, Kobe hit him with the same shit. You understand what I'm saying? That he taught him years before, like literally played it out for him the way that he taught him. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just, he just was a student of the game. You understand what I'm saying? And literally lived the game. So Mamba mentality. Literally, bro. So listening, then if he's built different, right? And I'm saying because of the mentality, because Kobe wasn't always liked. It was his mentality that was recognized that made him different. You understand what I'm saying? Literally, bro. Listen, literally, cuz. Now then when we get into number 5, we've been talking about him a lot all episode already, man. Michael Jordan for me.
Jordan
you understand
episode.
what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, man. It's basically the MJ episode, man. That 82 game stat that I gave y'all earlier 9 times. You understand what I'm saying? Even playing 82 games at 39. Come on, man. That's some shit that ain't never been done. Him and Gary Payton sharing the record, you know what I mean, for all defensive, the only two, you know what I mean, a defensive player of the year as a 2 guard. All of the shit that we can keep going down a list for, man. We know that, you know what I mean? Like, he's a different animal. You understand what I'm saying? Now, one of the things that we don't really talk about a lot with Mike is the footwork that is still heavily used by most of the people today when it comes to fadeaways and step backs. You understand what I'm saying? Why the step back is basically unguardable is through the same footwork in which people use it, which Mike adapted to make his fadeaway unguardable. You understand what I'm saying? So let's not play, boy. That man was different. You understand what I'm saying? And again, I am a Laker fan, so it hurts me to do this, but the stats are the stats. He was built different.
And I think what separates Michael Jordan and Kobe from the rest in my ranking for me is just because of the way they fought for it. You know, I mean, Michael Jordan was cut in high school, had to really fight for it, didn't really have much support during those days. Kobe Bryant, you know, obviously, you know, being drafted into the Lakers as young as he was, had to fight for all his playing time, had to fight for everything that he had. I think that, you know, I think we gave some really good lists right there.
And can I get my honorable mentions real quick before we get out of here? I'm going to give y'all a couple honorable mentions. Listen, man, when y'all first met me, y'all know I talked about Brody all the time. That's still one of the most different players I've ever seen. All right? That's an honorable mention right there. All right? We also got to put Magic Johnson, man, as one of the
I almost put him.
built different. Listen, man, Nikola Jokic, if y'all didn't put him as built different, it took him a while to get like that. He is different. You understand what I'm saying? Dirk Nowitzki, y'all talk about him all the time. How the hell he wasn't on y'all list? And another one, Kyrie Irving.
We only had 5 spaces.
Yeah, we had 5. We had 5. Man.
But these are.
Hey, you didn't use them either. They were your honorable mentions. Fuck out of here.
Yes, they were. They were like, as you see how fucked up I was.
Real quick though, I want to say, I wanted to put Shaq on there, man. The one thing, because obviously physical prowess. I've mentioned it for LeBron. That motherfucker is the embodiment of that. It's just the only thing that held me back from putting him on there. Was my thing with mentality. Motherfucker, after winning that first ring, just started showing up unhealthy, started showing up out of shape, and then literally has spoken about, well, I had Kobe there, so I thought I could let him, take a lot of that load, and I'll be ready by halfway through the season. It's just like that mentality of thinking like that pushed him out of the top 5 for me. It's just I wanted to push. I love Shaq. I want to put him in there, but it's the mentality for me.
When he played, man,
great list. Oh, I know. It didn't matter how out of shape he was when he played.
So
I hate it.
You're right,
though. You're 100% right.
Here. If you guys liked any of these conversations, make sure you guys like and subscribe and leave some feedback. We have a lot more coming for you. We got one more episode that's going to be focused on the NBA before we switch our focus to some fucking football. It's almost that time. Me and Wolfie are going to be continuously covering baseball. That episode will be released before this one. V-Man and I covering wrestling, and then we're also covering whatever else. You know how that blunt gets to V-Man and I. We have some video game stuff coming out still.
Yes,
so make sure you guys, come through, come be different with us, join the conversation, come be different. And that's just all there is to it. Cam and I and Matt, us three right here, we are actually cooking on some real serious shit for this podcast coming soon. We can't wait to update you guys all. Thank you to all the overseas viewers. As always, shout out to Belgium. Shout out to all the YouTube video viewers. And shout out to everyone that's still here. Have a good day, night, wherever you are. Hit the music. We're out of here.